I remember it was 31st December evening and my family was sitting together. Even we had invited few other family members. And even my sister-in-law was there with her entire family. And then she said something from which I learned. And as a storyteller, whenever I learn something, it becomes my responsibility to share with you. She said, Praveen, the school where my kids are going, her kids, there's something special about this school. I said, tell me, why you are thinking so? She said, let me give an example. Now they observed that students in that school, especially the students of 9th and 10th standard, they are falling ill very frequently. Many times they observe that even during the prayer, 1 or 2 kids are falling down. But they were trying to understand the reason why this is happening, and they realized that especially the kids of 9th and 10th standard, and I can understand at this age, we don't bring tiffins. We just laugh on each other. If you see someone bringing tiffin, we just laugh. Oh, you are still a kid bringing tiffin. Now the principal of the school understood this, and it's a big problem, especially in 9th and 10th standard, and especially in 10th standard where you have to eat properly so you can have to maintain your proper health. She said, let me do something. And she had a very interesting idea. They decided every day they will pick, randomly they will pick few students from 9th and few students from 10th standard. During the lunch break, they have to go to principal's cabin, sit there and eat tiffin with the principal. I said, wow, that's an interesting idea. Even now in many schools, even including my son's school, they say that you should eat fruits every day. Now very effectively they made it compulsory that before the prayer in the morning, they give 5 minutes, some time to students to first eat fruits and then start the prayer. Very interesting. Now these are the challenges everyone has, not only they. But the approach towards addressing the challenges are very innovative. I thought there is something interesting here. I could see some stories there. And I took the number from my sister-in-law and I called her, and she was kind enough to accept my call and accept our request to meet. And then we had a wonderful 2 hours meeting and so many stories we exchanged. But there was one story which she shared with me, and I must share that story with you. And she said, there was one child years ago in 9th standard, and that child was very naughty. But when I say naughty, I'm not talking about cute naughtiness. I'm talking about something like this. One day one child came running to her cabin and saying that, ma'am, come fast, that he's going to jump from 4th floor. Why? Because there was a bet that if I jump from 4th floor, I will win the mobile. One day, this guy came to school with all hands swollen and stitches on the hand because last night he tried to hurt himself. And he belongs to a well-to-do, educated family. I said, okay. And then she also said that even in studies he was very poor. He used to struggle to gain even few marks in exams. So out of curiosity I asked, so what happened to him now? And she said, he's doing good in his life. He's completed his graduation and doing a job and very stable in his life. I asked him how. And she said, one thing which I liked about this child was he was good in dancing. Not a very good dancer, but he was interested in dancing. But his relationship with the world was so negative. At the same time, he was spending time with some wrong people in his life. And you are the average of 5 people you spend maximum time with, and he was spending time with some wrong people. So because of all this, he was not focusing on dancing. He was not a very good or big dancer. He used to dance in some small events of class or school, but never danced on a bigger stage. So I thought there's a scope there. I called him in my cabin. I said, listen, this annual day you will dance on the stage. And he was surprised. Annual day, such a big event, hundreds of students standing or sitting in front of me. How can I dance in front of them? And then she said, okay, you can dance at any number. You decide the song. I really got very surprised, because normally in annual days there is always a theme. And then this child said that, okay, I will dance on some Shah Rukh Khan's song. And she agreed. She faced a lot of challenges in discussing and putting this forward in front of her colleagues, other teachers and other senior students, but somehow she manages to convince them. And on the annual day he danced, and everyone was so surprised. Oh my God, this child can dance like this? People were coming to him and saying, wow, we like you so much, you dance so good. And the first time even this child was experiencing positivity, this child was experiencing that people liking him, people loving him. So I asked her, is that the dance which has changed this child? And she said, no, not the dance. And I said, what? She said, what I did, Praveen, that day, I helped him to become a hero for a day. Only for a day. And after that, he has really worked hard to save the pride of that hero. Because before that day, the relationship with the world was very negative. But after that day, suddenly that relationship became very positive. People were coming to him and liking him, loving him, telling him again and again, you are good. And then he started feeling like a hero. And then he has really worked hard in his life to save that pride. Because after that day, there was a dramatic decrease in complaints. Surprisingly, his parents came to school to understand that why he has changed so much. Wow, this is very interesting. Because it's not about students, it's not about school. It's about that we have people like this everywhere. We have in office. We have friends like this. We have maybe in the family like this, people who are not performing well, or people who have gone on the wrong track in their life. Can we identify that one thing in that person and help that person to become a hero? Because once you feel like a hero, you will try your best to save that pride. Can you help someone to become a hero, which can change his or her life? The way this principle has changed this student's life. This is Praveen Wadakar signing out. Until we meet again with a new story.